Police officers, what absurd situation have you encountered when no one called the police?
My father was a police officer in rural Britain in the 80s, and this is his story. Once, a woman bought a house. After spending a few weeks setting it up, it was time to tackle the garden. She started digging to create some flower beds, but during the work, she found small bones in the ground, about the size of a child's. Her house used to belong to a doctor, so the woman quickly deduced that he was a child murderer. Shocked and frightened by the thought that her new home's aura might be tainted by this horrific past, she chose not to call the police. Instead, she simply avoided the garden completely. This dreadful burden weighed heavily on her soul year after year. 5, 10, 15 years. I don't remember exactly, but it lasted for at least a decade. Eventually, one day she couldn't take it anymore and called the police to report the bones. My father came to her garden to conduct an investigation. She showed him the approximate location of the bones. He dug the soil a bit. It was the 80s, and apparently, they weren't too concerned about preserving evidence back then, and found a small plastic skeleton. The poor woman had been living for so many years, feeling guilt and fear over a child's toy.